Hi there. Do you know that in Microsoft Fabric, a data warehouse provides a full-scale analytic solution that is your relational database. Unlike a SQL endpoint that you're going to get in Lakehouse, over here you can implement full features of a relational database. That means you can insert, update, and delete the data. And that's where data warehouse come into the picture. In this video, I'm going to let you know how you can create your own data warehouse solution in Microsoft Fabric. And if this is something really important for you, or you would like to know how to create for your organization, then this video is for you. Stay tuned with me till the end of this video, and I'm going to let you know how to create a data warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. Do you know Microsoft Fabric provides a relational database for full-scale analytics? Unlike in your Lakehouse where you just get a SQL endpoint, over here you can implement the full features of a relational database such as SQL Server, where you can insert, update, or delete the data. And what does that mean for you? Imagine you are working in an organization where they need a data warehouse and you have to create it. You are a data analyst, BI engineer, or maybe a data engineer. Then in this video, I'm going to let you know how you can create it. And after that, you can implement it yourself. Are you ready for that? If yes, then please stay tuned with me till the end of this video, and I'm going to let you know how you can do it. You should know that you should have Microsoft Fabric license. It can be trial or it can be a properly purchased license. Also, you should have knowledge of SQL. If you don't know how to write SQL, how to work with it, then we have already created a dedicated tutorial for that. Please do check the link in the description section. Now, I'm directly going to go over here. First of all, I'm going to go for my workspace, which is backed by premium capacity. And over here, this is DP-700 demo. In this one, when you are going to come, you would find this new item. Here, we are going to click and we are going to search for data warehouse. So let's search. And over here, I can see a lot of different options that you can do. But let me try this warehouse. Over here, this is basically your data warehouse, which provides strategic insights from multiple sources into your entire business. Now, click on this one. We are going to give it a name. I'm going to call it DP-700. You can give it any name. That doesn't matter. And I'm also going to call it data warehouse. Then click on create button. It will take some time. So just be patient over here. After that, I'm going to use Microsoft documentation over here to read some of their queries that they have already implemented. If you would like to try the same, please do check the link in the description section. Also, you can directly search DP-700 course on Google, and then you would get all the exercises over there. We are in the section where we are implementing a data warehouse in Microsoft Fabric. Now, once you are over here, we are going to use this T-SQL, start developing, or you can also use the sample data, etc. if you are not aware about it. But let's go with this option. Here, what you have to do, you have to simply write your SQL query to create tables. Remember that a relational database can have different schemas. Relational database can have different tables, etc. But in a data warehouse, we generally follow two kinds of schemas. One can be your star schema, another can be your snowflake schema. Over here, we have dimension and fact tables. Dimension tables are those tables which has the data regarding the information. For example, customer name, customer date of birth, product, etc. However, the fact tables are those which are related to measures or the calculations, or in simple terms, the numbers. So what we are going to do, first we are going to create certain dimension tables and then fact table. If you are creating a data warehouse for the very first time, please do note that you need to create first dimension tables and then fact table. Also, when you are just inserting the data, first you have to insert into dimensions and then fact tables. Also, you have to check the dependencies. If you're a data engineer, you already know this. If not, then please do more study over a data warehouse. In this video, I'm just showing you in a very simplistic way how you can create your own data warehouse. You can also use Copilot if you really want to, but I'm not going to use it. So let it be. The very first, we are going to create a dim product table. So I just copy the code from my another screen. I paste it over here and I'm going to run it. What this is doing, simply DBO is a data object database object, that means we are creating a schema like if you have multiple departments or multiple companies, etc., you would like to differentiate the table. So with the help of this, you can do that. And this is very simplistic, and by default, we use it, database object. Database object is any object in your database, basically nothing else. So dim product is the table name, product key, etc. are the different fields in that table. I'm going to run it over here. And you can see that there's some error, could not find stored procedure. Oh, my mistake over here, I selected this. You should select the whole query or just keep it at last. So I'm going to select this whole query and I'm going to run it. And it has been executed successfully. So how you can see that? Now you need to first refresh it, and you can also do over here, refresh in the Explorer window. And there you are seeing the different schemas. Database object, generally where we create our tables, but you also have system. That means by default certain tables get created so that you can get certain information out of it, maybe total number of tables, any particular column, etc. And then there's the information as well. So I'm going to go there under tables, and you can see that my dim product table has been created. You can see all the information, basically the columns only over here. I haven't inserted the data. Now what I'm going to do, I'm also going to insert certain data into this one, and then we are going to again refresh it and we'll see. So let me come down. So what I can do, I'll just create a new query basically, rather than going in the same window. Here I'm inserting certain data over here. I hope this is not very difficult for you, but if you have any questions, please do drop your comment in the comment section. Also, till now, if you are enjoying this video, please consider subscribing as well as joining this channel to support us so that we can create more free contents for you, and we can help, like you, many other people who are waiting to get some help to make their career in the data and analytics field. Now I'm going to run this query again. It's going to take again 1 or 2 minutes, and it's done. Now you can simply refresh over here and then see there will be some data. So it's refreshing. I'm going to refresh again, and data is not coming. So let me try again. That's how we do, right? So let me check whether the query was successful. Yes, it was successful. Data was inserted. And I need to reload this table basically. So let me just stop it and try it again. Sometimes it takes time. And now you can see that the data has been inserted over here. It's as simple as that. If you know SQL, there's not going to be any problem at all. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to run a new query, and the query is provided by Microsoft again. This query has a lot of tables, a lot of data. Basically, it has dim customer, dim product, dim date, and fact sales order. So one fact table, 3-dimension table. Always when you are creating a database or data warehouse, I say by default create a date table. That's going to be really helpful. So I already have the link. If you want it, you can get it from the same exercise. And I'm just going to paste it over here. This is a 5,844 rows query. So now you can understand, because it's also inserting the data. Now I'm going to run it. This query is going to take about 2 to 3 minutes. But if any table is already existing over there, it's going to override them. And then it's going to start writing all the data over there. So it's been done. You can see that succeed 11 seconds. It is 874 milliseconds. Now we are going to just simply refresh it once more so that you can see the tables over there. So these are my queries over here, tables there. So let's see dim product. Let's say fact sales order. Now you can see the data has been inserted. We have dim date as well. So you have everything over here. So this was the one part where you create your query. However, as I have mentioned in my previous videos, you can also create using the interface. That means you don't need to write any queries. You can simply drag and drop the tables, and you can then merge those queries, etc. I'm not sure you have checked my data flows Gen 2 videos. Please do check. Again, links are in the description section. For this video, I want to keep it simple and very clean. After this, once you create a data warehouse, you can also create your semantic model like I mentioned in my previous videos. You can select the tables over here, and that's going to create a semantic model. Then you have to make the relationships, and at last you can use that for your Power BI reports. I'm not going to do over here, but you can also use new API graph SQL, add data agent. There's so many different ways to play with it. So I'm not going to go for this video because I wanted to keep this video a bit short, so that you just get a complete idea on what is a data warehouse, how to create it. And if you have any question, if you have any feedback, please do provide us in the comment section. That's it for this video. Please do subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends and colleagues, and also hit the thumbs icon. I'm gonna see you in the next video.